A bitter first debate between President Trump and Joe Biden. We're on your side, sifting through a tense night in Cleveland. Breonna Taylor Way. The public debates renaming a portion of downtown Grand Rapids after the slain GR native. We'll bring you some of what both sides had to say. And amid the deadliest year in nearly 3 decades, Grand Rapids leaders looking at new technology to catch criminals, how it would work and how much it would cost. 13 on Your Side Mornings continues right now. Good morning, West Michigan. I'm James.
And I'm Meredith. It is certainly the talk of the morning, the showdown in downtown Cleveland.
Last night, the gloves came off as President Donald Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden faced off during their first presidential debate of the 2020 election.
Well, coming up, we have team coverage of the most notable moments and reaction. But first, let's send it over to meteorologist Laura Hartman for something else that's top of mind. Your morning forecast. Hi, Laura.
Good morning.
Do you have any idea what this clown's doing? Will you shut up, man?
There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Just painful. Interruptions, accusations, and name-calling were thrown around as both President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden duked it out on the Case Western Reserve University stage.
Last night's debate kicked off the first of 3 face-offs, with both candidates going back and forth for 90 minutes on everything from the Supreme Court, COVID-19, and the president's taxes. This morning, ABC's Andrew Dimbert joins us with a breakdown.
And good morning. You know, this morning, many people are characterizing this as one of the worst debates in U.S. history, and it's easy to see why. Moderator Chris Wallace had the tall task of trying to keep this debate on track, but it seemed like it never really was to begin with. Debate night in America.
Gentlemen, a lot of people have been waiting for this night.
The coronavirus making this one unlike any other in U.S. history. The candidates socially distanced. There were no handshakes, but plenty of political punches.
The question is,
radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list?
President Donald Trump and Joe Biden struggled throughout the night to break through and make their pitch to voters. The debate derailed at several turns. The questions often sidelined and unanswered. And as expected, things got nasty. Biden and Trump slinging insults.
You're the worst president America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
there's nothing smart about you, Joe.
And on race relations and nationwide protests, when pressed to condemn white supremacist groups, the president wavered.
What are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir. Say it. Do it. Say it.
Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name.
supremacists and
Who would
white
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
And the night ended on the topic of election integrity. Wallace asking both Trump and Biden if they would hold off on declaring victory until the results of the election are independently certified. President Trump deflected. Biden, meanwhile, says he will accept the outcome of this election even if he does not win. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, Washington.
The debate dominating the conversation on social media overnight. Several Michigan lawmakers taking to Twitter during the broadcast. 13 on Your Side, Shanna Grove joins us live with what they had to say. Hi, Shanna.
Hey, good morning, Meredith. That's right. As we all know, President Donald Trump has long criticized Governor Whitmer's handling of the pandemic. Last night, he compared orders in the state to being in prison. While she didn't comment directly about that, she did tweet about protecting health care, saying, as a dad who lost his son to cancer and as a leader who worked alongside President Obama to pass the ACA, I trust Joe Biden to protect health care for Michigan's working families. There are many other reactions to the debate as well. Senator Debbie Stabenow tweeted in part, since January 2017, Michigan has lost over 57,000 manufacturing jobs, including a net loss of auto manufacturing jobs even before the pandemic. Chairman of the Michigan Republican Party, Laura Cox, tweeted, Donald Trump negotiated awesome trade deals like USMCA that will help Michigan workers in manufacturing and agriculture sectors. Representative Justin Amash just tweeted a shrugging emoji, and Grand Rapids Mayor Rosalind Bliss tweeted about voting, saying, to be very clear, voting by mail is safe and secure. Voting early is safe and secure. Voting in person is safe and secure. Let us know your thoughts about last night's debate too. Just tweet at us using the hashtag #UpWith13. Guys.
Let's welcome back in political science professor Doug Kopman this morning. Now, Doug, let's address one of those moments that raised a lot of eyebrows last night when Chris Wallace asked the president if he would denounce white supremacy. Let's take a listen.
But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups?
Who would you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by.
Now, Doug, that stand by comment definitely has folks talking this morning. Now, what did you think about the president's choice of words?
Well, it was one of his more uncomfortable moments of the night because he's calculating, I don't want to endorse this group, but on the other hand, I don't want to be caught in this box. And so it was an awkward and very defensive and half-hearted condemnation or caution to them to stand back and stand by, which is easily taken as a sort of indifference.
Now, did Vice President Joe Biden, did he miss out on an opportunity to pounce on that situation, Doug?
Well, I think Joe Biden missed out on a bunch of opportunities. My sense of the Biden campaign and for Vice President Biden was that he had a few lines that he wanted to use, and he wasn't really having a line to use in that conversation. And I think he thought, well, if my opponent is very awkward at the moment, I don't want to interfere with that awkwardness. I just let that play out and let him embarrass himself.
Now, you've seen a lot of debates in your time. How does this compare to debates you've seen in years past?
So this is the worst debate, I think, since I've seen 2 3-year-olds argue, to be honest with you. If you wanted to watch to get substantive information about a policy issue, if you wanted to get a sense of what the next 4 years might be like under President Trump or under former Vice President Biden, it really was hard to get any factual information that was helping you to make a distinction between the two.
Now, you've seen just people on both sides kind of arguing left and right, and then you see these two leaders also arguing the entire evening. What does this say about our current political climate?
Right. It says a lot of bad things about our current political climate. I think my large takeaway is that there's a certain amount of chaos and lack of control at the national level for what's going on. I mean, the interesting thing about the approach to the virus is that a lot of localities and a lot of states have taken charge and done reasonably well. We can argue about in a partisan way or another way, but local leaders have stepped up and state leaders have stepped up, at least to try to take responsibility and to manage the crisis. And this debate just illustrates that Washington seems paralyzed with partisan recriminations. And so that's the feel of American politics this year, that what Washington does could be relevant, but it doesn't really seem to be relevant because they're just yelling at each other.
Doug Kopman, political science professor at Calvin University, thank you so much for your time. We'll talk to you soon.
You're welcome. Thank you.
For more on last night's debate, you'll find extended coverage on our Facebook page and our website, 13onyourside.com.
And I'm Angela Cunningham, live from downtown Grand Rapids. This morning, city leaders are considering a request to rename Monroe Center after Breonna Taylor. Coming up here, what people across West Michigan are saying about it.